Hello learners, I'm Cynthia Mwam, your integrated science teacher presenter. Today, our topic is liquid mixture. Liquid mixture. Now before we start our lesson, let us look at our homework. Let's look at the homework. Homework number 1. State how the following solid liquid mixtures can be separated. State how the following solid liquid mixtures can be separated. 1. Water and salts. Water and salts. Now we can use evaporation to separate the water and the salt. We apply heat and the water will disappear, leaving our salt behind. Now the next one is water and grains of maize. Water and grains of maize. So we use filtration. For here we can use the colander to separate the water from the grains of maize. And the next one is sand and water. Sand and water. And for sand and water is filtration. And this time we use the filter paper to separate the water and the sand. The last one we have the water and condo. Water and condo. We use filtration. We can also use the filter paper. So this is our homework. Our today's topic is liquid mixture. Liquid mixture. Now before we start the lesson, let us look at our lesson objectives. Lesson objectives. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to 1. Describe a liquid mixture. Describe a liquid mixture. 2. State the difference between miscible and immiscible mixtures. State the difference between miscible and immiscible mixtures. So these are our objectives for today's lesson. Now the question says, what is a liquid substance? What is a liquid substance? Now, a liquid substance is a substance that can flow freely. A liquid is a substance that can flow freely. Good. Examples are, we have water, palm oil, we have milk. So water, palm oil, milk are all liquids. They are liquids. We have honey, kerosene. We have vinegar. So these are liquids. They are liquids. Now what is a mixture? What is a mixture? Now, a mixture is formed when 2 or more substances are combined to form one substance. A mixture is formed when 2 or more substances are combined to form one substance. So this is a mixture. Now, what is a liquid mixture? What is a liquid mixture? Now, this mixture is formed when you mix a liquid substance with another liquid substance. This is formed when you mix a liquid substance with another liquid substance. Examples are water and oil. Water and oil. We have water and ink. Water and ink, and then tea, that plus water plus milk. Tea and milk. Tea and milk. So these are liquid mixtures. Liquid mixtures. Now let's come to types of liquid mixtures. Types of liquid mixtures. Now there are two types of liquid mixture. There are two types of liquid mixture, and these are: 1. Miscible mixtures, miscible mixtures, and 2. Immiscible mixtures, immiscible mixtures. Now, what do we mean by miscible mixture? Miscible mixture. Yes. Miscible mixture. Two liquids that completely dissolve in each other form a miscible mixture. Two liquids that completely dissolve in each other form a miscible mixture. An example is ink and water. Ink and water. So let's look at the water plus ink. Water plus ink. Now they mix completely. You don't see the water separately and the ink also separately. They mix completely and they form one mixture. They form one substance. You can't see the water and the ink. When you stir, you see that they've mixed completely. So two liquids that completely dissolve in each other form a miscible mixture. An example is the ink and water. Ink and water. And we can see on our screen. So when they mix, they form one substance. Now, miscible mixture. Miscible liquids always form a uniform mixture. They always form a uniform mixture, like the ink and then the water. So let's look at it. The individual liquids cannot be seen separately, as I said. So we have the water and the ink. When you stir, they form uniform mixture, as we can see on our. So ink and water is miscible mixture. Miscible mixture. Now, when they don't form uniform, they are not miscible mixture. It is not a miscible mixture. Good. Now we are coming to look at an activity on mixing of miscible liquids. Now, items needed. We have water, and then vinegar, and then milk. So our items needed are water, vinegar, and milk. So let's look at it. Yes, this is our activity. Doing so, everybody should watch. This is our milk and vinegar. So we put the milk in the water. Let's look at it. Have a video on our screen. And then we stir it. We stir it. Let's look at what happens. We put the rest of the milk somewhere. Now look at it. They have mixed completely. You cannot see the water separately and the milk separately. They form a uniform mixture. They form a uniform mixture. Now let's look at the vinegar and the water. mixed together. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. We are stirring. When you stir, let's see what will happen. Okay, now we can see that they've mixed. You can't see the vinegar and the water separately. So they have formed a miscible mixture, miscible liquid. Yes, good. So mixing water and milk, water and vinegar forms miscible mixture. Let's look at another one. Mixing water and ink. Mixing water and ink. Yes, watch this video carefully. Let's look at it. Let's have a look at it. Yes, it has been mixed together and we cannot see the substance separately. So we have seen the miscible mixtures. Let's look at immiscible mixture. Immiscible mixture. Now what is an immiscible mixture? Now this is formed when two liquids do not mix with each other to form a uniform mixture. So we have oil and water. Oil and water do not mix together. So let's look at it. The oil is being poured in the water. When you stir, you will see what happens. So as we are moving on, see. Now immiscible liquids form separate when mixed and allowed to settle. Immiscible liquids form separate layers, mixed and allowed to settle. We have layer 1 and layer 2. The layer 1 is water and layer 2 is the oil. Good. So immiscible liquids. Now the heavy liquid will settle at the bottom. The water is heavier. And the lighter liquid will settle at the top, as we can see on our screen. The oil and the water is at the bottom. So this is heavy. Water is heavy. And then the oil is lighter. The oil is lighter. Good. Miscible mixtures. We have examples of miscible mixtures. So examples are oil and water, kerosene and water. Yes, so we have oil plus water. We have kerosene. We will not see them mix uniformly. They won't form uniform mixture. You will see the oil on top of the water. You will see the kerosene on top of the water. Good. Activity 2. Let's look at activity 2, the mixing of immiscible liquids. Items needed. We have water, kerosene, and oil. Water, kerosene, and oil. Okay, let's look at it. Mixing water and oil. Mixing water and oil. So let's look at this. Is our oil and water. Now oil is being poured into the water. Let's look at it. Yes, and then you stir. When you stir, let's look at what will happen. Yes. So mixing water and oil. So we put it there to settle for some time. You will see the two layers the oil at the top and the water down. So we have two layers, layer 1 and layer 2. Very, very well. And after that, you can also do the same. You have oil in the house, you have water. Now you also do it. So that is it. Let's look at another activity. This is water and this is kerosene. So water, kerosene. Let's look at it carefully. After, you can also do the same. Yes. Yes, the kerosene is being poured into the water. Let's look at it. We have two layers. They do not mix. Why? Because they are immiscible liquids. Let's look at it. Now, let's pour it in. Mix well. Mix it well. Let's pour it again by mixing. Look at it. Pour it in. Yes. No matter what you do, it will never mix. Good. We see two layers. Yes, we are trying our best to see whether they will mix. Let's shake. Cover it and shake. Yes, we are coming to shake it. Yes, look at it. Yes. Then we will allow it to. We'll put it there after shaking. There to settle. Is what will happen. Yes, this is water. Yes, they will never mess. They will never mess. Now let's see how we can separate the immiscible liquids, that is water and oil. Separation of immiscible liquids, water and oil. Now activity 3. Separating a mixture of water and oil using separating funnel. Using separating funnel. Now we have separating funnel, we have water, and then beaker. So these are the things that we will need. Yes, how do we go about it? Using separating funnel. Now this is the separating funnel. Separating immiscible liquids. For separating immiscible liquids, we have our separating funnel. This is the mouth of the separating funnel, and then the down we have the stop cock, and then we pour our liquid in it, the mixture in it. So this is how we are going to go about it. We have the liquid, light liquid, and then the heavier liquid. So let's look at how we use the separating funnel to separate the immiscible liquids. Yes, as we can see on our screen. Yes, let's do it and see how we can separate the mixtures. We can separate it. Good. Now, separating a mixture of water and oil. Separating a mixture of water and oil. We have our separating funnel. Separating funnel. Yes, this is our separating funnel. This is the tap. Yes, we have our water and then oil being poured into the separating funnel. Make sure your tap is closed. Yes, we will pour the two liquids in and shake. You will shake it. Let's look at it. Yes. Yes, it has been done. And we leave it for some time for it to settle. Yes. So let's put our beaker there and we open our tap for the heavier liquid to come out. So we have our water and the oil being separated. So this is how we use our separating funnel to separate water and oil. Separating a mixture of water and kerosene. Separating a mixture of water and kerosene. So the kerosene is being poured into the separating funnel with the water. It's the same thing like the oil and the water. So the water being heavier will settle down. So you pour the water. Since they have two layers, you can see. And then the kerosene. So we have our water and the kerosene being separated using the separating funnel. Good. Now, separating activity 3 again. Separating a mixture of water and oil using a syringe. Now, in your various schools, if you don't have the separating funnel, you can use the syringe to separate your water and then oil. So we have our water, the syringe, and then water. How do we go about it? Let's look at it. Good. Now we have our oil and water being mixed. We'll shake it, yes, separating a mixture of water and oil. Let's look at it. We'll shake for it to mix. Since they are immiscible liquids, they will never mix completely, as in the miscible mixtures. So let's put it there for some time. We are pouring it into the glass. Let's look at it. Separating a mixture of water and oil. Separating a mixture of water and oil using a syringe. So we put it there for some time for the oil and then the water to separate. We have layer 1 and layer 2. The water being heavier is down the bottom of the glass, and the oil being lighter is at the top. We'll put it there for some time and see what will happen. So look at it very well. After that, you can also do the same thing in your house and see how it happens. So after 8 minutes, let's look at it. Now you take your syringe. You can remove the needle from it. Now as you open, you allow all the air to come out. Now let's look at it. It has been settled. Now we are coming to separate the two liquids, the oil and then the water. Can remove the needle. Let's look at it. Yes, this is oil. The oil is being taken into the other glass. So children, look at it. After this, you can also perform the same experiment in your house. Now the syringe is used in place of the separating funnel. The separating funnel is very expensive and most of the schools don't use it. They don't have. It's only the secondary schools that they have. For the primary, some of them they have, but because it's expensive, they don't have. Can use the syringe to do it. So let's look at it, how it is being done. Look at it. Yes. Good. Let's look at it. Yes, it has been separated. The oil, being lighter, will settle at the top, and the water, being heavier, will be down. That's how we can separate the two liquids. We have separated the water and the oil. Good. Now, this comes to the summary of the lesson for today. Now, we looked at liquid mixtures, and we saw that we have two liquid mixtures. We have miscible mixture. For this, the liquids, they mix completely, forming uniform mixture. And for immiscible mixtures, they don't mix together. You will see the liquids separately. They form two layers. The heavier one will settle at the bottom, and the lighter one will be on top. So that is it. This miscible and immiscible mixtures. Miscible and immiscible mixtures. Now we have our water. Yes. Let's look at it. We have our ink being poured into the water, and our oil being poured into the water. Now when we shake or we stir, this one we are shaking it. Look at what happens. For miscible, they form uniform mixture. Miscible, they form uniform mixture. And for immiscible, the mixture is not uniform. You have separate liquids, water and oil, and water and ink. Miscible and immiscible mixtures. Now, learners, you have done very, very well for today. Let's test ourselves on liquid mixture. Liquid mixture. Number 1. Which mixture will these two liquids form? Fruit juice and water. Fruit juice and water. Is it miscible or immiscible? Learners, what do you think? Fruit juice and water is miscible mixture. Miscible liquid. Miscible liquid. The fruit juice will mix completely with the water, forming uniform mixture. You will not see the fruit juice separately from the water. They will mix completely. Good. Question number 2. Which mixture will these two liquids form? Oil and water. Is it miscible or immiscible? Is it miscible or immiscible? Now they form immiscible, because when the water is being mixed with the oil will settle, being lighter, will settle on top of the water. Since the water is heavier, it will be at the bottom and the oil will be on top. So they will form immiscible mixture. Number 3, which mixture will these two liquids form? Milk and water. Milk and water. Is it miscible or immiscible? What do you think? Okay, they form miscible mixture. Miscible mixture. Now, which mixture will these two liquids form? Ink and water. Ink and water. What do you think? It's miscible, because they form uniform mixture. They form uniform mixture. And the last question, Which mixture will these two liquid form? Kerosene and water. Kerosene and water. What do you think? It's immiscible. Immiscible. Because water is heavier than the kerosene. The water will settle at the bottom and the kerosene will be on top. Yes. So we have come to the end of our lesson, and we shall look at our homework on liquid mixture. And the first question says, what is liquid mixture? What is liquid mixture? Number 2, give 2 examples of the following mixtures. Give 2 examples of the following mixtures. Miscible mixtures, 2 immiscible mixtures. Now I will give you some time to copy this homework in your exercise book. So I will give you only 1 minute to copy it. Good. You have done very well. I hope you will practice the activities we did today during your free time. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye.